Samsung RSG257AARS ice maker not working. I just noticed that when I remove the ice maker bin, the display no longer reads ice off. This looks to be a magnetic switch. However, I have no clue if that's why I get no ice. I want to remove the ice maker itself and thaw it out, but I can't get the large panel out that retains the ice maker power cord. You do not need to take anything apart now, there is nothing to be gained by doing that. I am a Samsung tech, I work on this all the time. Can you locate the test button on the side of the ice maker? It is under a rubber-like cover.
Yes, I already pressed that. It chimes.
Initially there was no water in the unit. I manually added some and it made a tray of ice. I heard the water refill the unit and now it does nothing. I can see ice frozen in the unit. If anything, it looks overfilled, and that's why I was trying to remove the unit, to thaw it out. Okay.
I looked up my fridge part hash, it said it came with icemaker A.
To remove the ice maker, simply remove all 4 screws that hold the auger assembly to the freezer door. The whole plastic assembly comes off. You can then unplug the ice maker. Your ice maker is most likely the problem here, as I have had similar cases where if you manually fill it, it will cycle only once then quit.
Still will not come out. This auger assembly looks to be removed after that large retainer panel is removed. I'd be happy to send you a picture. I have removed 13 screws. The ice maker screws, the panel screws, and now the auger panel screws.
It comes out. I take these out every week with no issue. Everything is attached to that panel, so you must be missing a screw here. You have taken out too many screws. Only those that go into the freezer door liner need to come out. There are 3 screws below the ice maker and 1 by the ice door opening. I assume you removed the ice maker cover. That needs to come off.
Yes, of course. I removed the ice maker cover and the auger motor cover.
I do not know why you are stuck here. The auger motor cover is what the whole plastic piece is called that the ice maker screws to. You can send a picture. Lift out that plastic piece that the wire goes through. It is only held in with screws, and it seems you have removed more than enough of them here. Nothing else is holding it in. Pry it loose at the bottom and pull it out.
With all due respect, that's what I've been trying to do. It will not lift out. It will slide up and seems free. I certainly don't want to break something. I'm very mechanically, not electrically, savvy. I just got a notice you replied but see nothing on my end.
Pull it out. You have removed more than enough screws here. Pry it loose at the bottom and pull it out.
I'm pulling, out hard, up hard, both hard. It's flexing the entire panel in the middle. This will break if I pull any harder. I can send a video of the attempt if you like.
Some insulation may have stuck to this. Keep on prying all around until it breaks free. There is no other explanation here, as they typically pull free in 10 seconds after removing the 4 screws. The other screws you took out do not go through into the door liner and therefore have no bearing on this getting removed or not.
Success, but here's the secret if you help someone else. Forcibly pulling from the bottom doesn't work. I gently pulled on the right side near the top and it almost fell off. I do thank you very much for your assistance. I'll order a new ice maker.
Great news. I knew it would come off. Thanks for the persistence.
One last question. I looked up my fridge part hash. It said it came with icemaker A. But in fact it's B. Is DA9711092B, what's in there, compatible with DA9705422A? Could 05422A be a newer version?
Give me the SN of the fridge and I can tell you what it uses now.
SN, B11643C89024117D, manufactured 9/2011.
It uses the same part hash DA9711092B. It does not change to anything else.
I was confused because an online appliance parts place showed the other unit as what was in there. I'll order what you suggest. Thank you again.
They did change the style at some point, but the other is not a match for what you have.
Used JustAnswer and was told to replace icemaker. I did and it still doesn't work.
If you press the test switch, will it cycle and fill?
No. It chimes and does nothing. Same as the original. No. It chimes and does nothing. Same as the original. And as I mentioned in my first problem description, I'm concerned that removing the ice bin does not turn on the ice off indicator. It's as if it doesn't have power, except to chime.
If you have the ice maker off, then the bin position will have no effect on the icon. Make sure you have the ice maker set to on. If the bin is not in position, then the ice off icon will blink.
The ice off indicator never comes on or flashes.
The control board on the back of the fridge senses the bin position, etc. All I can imagine here is that there may be a problem on that board, which is rare when ice makers are concerned, as you previously said it did cycle once when you filled it. The ice maker should cycle when the test button is pushed, so if it is not, then there is either a bad connection or the board is the issue. You can replug the connections under the hinge cover and see if anything changes. Unplugging the fridge and plug it back in, let me know if the display shows any partial digits, as it does a diagnosis routine when powered on.
I did read about earlier version of the MPCB board being suspect. The LED display has been looking flaky for a year. I can't fully read the freezer and fridge temps now. Sometimes I also see other strange lines that are pulsating, etc. This new one doesn't cycle at all. I even manually added water in an attempt to get it to start via the temp sensor. Didn't work. I will try to unplug the unit and reboot it. It's worth a shot. I'm very hesitant to replace the MPCB. I don't want to just buy a bunch of parts and hope one of them fixes it.
I understand, but nothing can ever be 100% certain, no matter what testing and symptoms show. That is simply a chance that needs to be taken when making repairs. There should not be a bunch of more parts needed here, just the main board, and a few voltage checks can be made to try to confirm that.
I have a multimeter.
Try the unplugging first, then the test switch. Let me know of any difference.
Unplugged. We'll wait a minute or so and plug it back in.
Okay. With your display not fully working, it will be impossible to decipher any possible code as each segment of a digit represents something. Press test again as well once fridge starts up.
Well, that took a bad turn. After being turned back on, the IM doesn't even chime anymore.
There may be a 5-minute or so lockout period where it will not work. Try again in a while. If you still cannot get the icemaker to rotate, then you will need to replace the board. The fact that you heard the chime meant that the icemaker was getting power but the board was not responding by actuating the motor. It is my fault for not paying closer attention to the ice off indicator. It should definitely flash when the bucket is removed, and the board senses that too. It is possible that both items here were faulty, but you can swap the icemakers out once you have the new board and see. The display board has no bearing on the icemaker running as long as the icemaker icon shows it is on. You should have no problem selling the icemaker on eBay if you wind up not needing it.
It's been more than 5 minutes and still not even a chime. I'll get an MPCB board. I don't know what else to do. Yes, I thought that ice off indicator not working was a clue.
Okay. Keep me posted.
Hi T. Hayer. I ordered the board. It's not what I thought it was. It's not one of the boards on the back. It, according to Sears Parts, is the main LED display board. It's hash. Is this something I can replace? I found the part for only $68. As I mentioned, the LED display has been flaky and replacing this makes sense. It's called the dispenser LED PCA.
You needed that anyway, otherwise any future errors would be impossible to read with a bad display. The main board you need is on the back of the unit. Wait until you get the dispenser board replaced before ordering the main. I want to make sure that the ice on/off function is working, as you cannot tell here, as you said it never comes on. You can try one more thing here. Press and hold the top left and top right buttons at the same time for 8 to 10 seconds. The display should go off and any errors would be displayed as lit up segments for 30 seconds, then it resumes normal operation. This will reset the control, so if anything was corrected by the icemaker installed, then it should start working. I sort of doubt that, but it's worth a try.
I tried pressing those buttons at the same time to see error codes, however that didn't do anything. So you think I might also need the main refridge board on the back? I agree, replacing the LED is a good first step. How difficult is that to replace?
The backboard powers everything including the icemaker, so that may be bad here. It is easily replaced as the wires just plug in. The whole disc comes out easily too. Take the screw out from under it, then grab the front with both hands and pull on it, and it will unsnap from the door.
Do you have a preferred parts store? So far I've used Parts Drive for the IM and Encompass Parts for the LED board. And you're right, it's better to replace that LED display to see what's really going on. That display started acting up at about 6 months. I really appreciate your help. Thank you again.
I have an account with Samsung, so I buy direct from them. Always check eBay, there are good deals there on just about anything now.
That makes sense. I did check eBay and found the other places less expensive. That Parts Doctor place had my IM to me the next day with normal shipping. The LED display comes out of GA and I'm in Delaware. So it should be here moan or twos. Have a great weekend.
Okay. Reply back if needed so this can be all settled once you install it. Thanks. Hi there. LED panel/board arrived. I removed the single screw. Nothing is moving. Nothing to grip on, to really pull either. Is there something that has to happen with the slots on each side? I tried prying the stainless and all that did was bend up the cover. Do I pull only on the vertical face plate or does the horizontal piece come off too, or on the ice/water switches? Update. I knew your response even before I got one. Pull IT. LOL, I really pulled and I got it off. I'll let you know what the diagnostic says. Okay.
Interesting. Pressing the two top outer buttons still doesn't do anything. Diagnostics does not display. Additionally, the IM no longer chimes when pressing reset, however I feel a vibration, if that makes sense. The display is fantastic again. I can see all the temps etc. I also can now see the ice off indicator. I turned the ice on. I'm also seeing an icon showing an electrical plug with a loop of cord. Is that just saying I've been unplugged for a while?
See what happens. If the ice maker is not chiming when the test button is pressed, then that would usually mean the main board is out as it supplies power to the ice maker. You can always replug your old ice maker and see if it chimes when tested just to ensure the new ice maker is okay or not.
Update, I tried the diagnostic again. This time it worked. The display flashed a few times and it looks to me like it's saying everything is okay. I'm seeing a pair of boxed 8s, all lines are lit up, unless that means everything is hosed LOL.
The control is not sensing anything wrong external to it. You can unplug the fridge to get out of this mode if it does not end by itself.
I figured out the icons I'm now seeing. They're the power saver and the speaker icons. This display has been bad for so long I forgot what it's supposed to look like. Okay, you're saying the diagnostics isn't working properly. So I should unplug it and plug it back in to try again?
No. The diagnostic is not finding anything wrong as I mentioned just before. Follow what I said to do with the ice makers.
I think it's odd the new ice maker used to chime and now doesn't. I could swap the old one back in. If no power was getting to the ice maker, wouldn't the diagnostic know that?
No, because the fault is in the board and it does not diagnose itself, only external parts.
I reinstalled the old ice maker and it does chime, but does nothing after that.
Then your new ice maker is no good and the board is bad as it is not sending the signal to start the motor, which it should be shortly after the chime is heard.
New ice maker chimed when I first installed it. This is what I feared. Start buying parts in hopes something works. I'm thrilled I ended up with the board, by accident. The idiots at Sears Parts said that LED board was the control board for the ice maker. I think they say the word dispenser on the part and made that leap of faith. So you're saying I need the main board, not the inverter board? And I can try to return that N. Whoa. As I was typing this, I heard the old ice make cycle. It now has water in it. I'll need to see if it ejects it. If that happens, then I have no idea how replacing an LED display could get it working.
That is why I said see what happens. Let this be and just see if it keeps making ice, then that's it here. Parts can act up for no apparent reason. You had no idea if the ice was on or off, as the old display board was not telling you, as it did not light up properly.
It's making ice. My first concern was the key. My very second sentence was, I just noticed that when I remove the ice maker bin, the display no longer reads ice off. This looks to be a magnetic switch. However, I have no clue if that's why I get no ice, so the botany here is make sure the stupid customer fixes the darn LED display before doing anything. Ironic that the new ice maker doesn't work. That just confused the situation. However, it should be an easy return once they see the unit won't reset. Chime.
You are right, but the main board is what senses the ice bin in position, so that is where I was thinking. Thanks for your patience.
It made several cycles of ice. Seems very slow to do so, especially as I have the freezer set on -14. I would think the cycles would be fairly fast.
Ice drops about once an hour on average.
If that were the case in my unit, I would have had a full ice bin. As is, I would say it made 1/4 bin in 12 hours, at -14 degrees. It's always been sluggish, however this seems even more so. I'll see what it looks like when I get home again.
I talked with Samsung and they seem to think that there is no problem. They say expect 12 batches of ice in 24 hours because of no ice making during about 5 defrost cycles that take place in those 24 hours. I was too generous with my prior statement of ice every hour. There is no way to test the ice maker or the board to see if anything is wrong. As far as the cycling frequency goes, you would need to replace the part to see the result. We have had a million posts here, so this should conclude this matter, as you now have a functioning ice maker. Thanks.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert, now visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.